So I got a little Central Washington weekend here between Othello and Moses Lake. I think you might remember me passing through here in Ironworks on my last show at St. Bridges. I stopped through here to actually book this date, and then went up to St. Bridges and played there in Moses Lake and booked tomorrow. So we have Othello today here at Ironworks Cafe, and then tomorrow we have St. Bridges Brewery at Moses Lake. So I think I'm going to start setting up here for the show. So I'm done setting up for the show, and we got a little bit of time to burn, so let's go in and talk to Erica, who's the owner of Ironworks here in Othello, and learn a bit more about it.
Hi, I'm Erica, and this is Ironworks Cafe and Market. What's interesting about our building is my dad and I built all of the chairs that are wood and metal in here, and we built all the glass tables and this table right here as well. It used to be a metal shop, and it was for a very, very long time. The owners that originally owned it were in their 90s when they passed away. And then the building kind of sat for 15 years, and after I graduated college at WSU and worked at Yelp, I decided to open my own business. And so my dad and I went to work for about 9 months and finished the project. The tables in here are really cool because they're typeset drawers, and mostly all the stuff in here was found in the building. So we kind of just put it back, and it was really quirky because a couple of my friends, their grandparents or great-grandparents had signed checks in here and had their bills put in here. And then another cool thing about the building is the original anvil is here, the welding table is here, which weighs about 2,000 pounds, and the die press is in here. So before they started cutting metal and doing pipes by machine, they had to forge them, and so they'd put hot metal in there and then beat it through to make the shapes that they wanted. If you guys are ever in the area, I'd love for you to check out Ironworks. We have some really cool, neat tools and toys to look at, like our lathe outside and our sample nuts and bolts that they did for like the Grand Coulee and Lucky Peak Dam. So if you're ever in Othello and like history, you'd like Ironworks. Thank you.
We're here on floating, yes, I'm caught in a muse, yeah. With so many words now, I don't know which ones to choose now. Well, I don't think it matters, 'cause I really don't think that I can lose now. Away instead, yes. And maybe it was my impatience that brought haste to what I said.
So I went back to Ironworks this morning, and I did a little bit of work for the upcoming Solstice tour, and I was sort of expecting it to be a shitty day, but it turned out a lot better than what they had originally said. So I found a little conservation area here and decided I wanted to explore it a little bit. So I'm here right now, and it is just beautiful. I really like the high desert geography. Here, take a look. I got some leftover ribs from Ironworks last night. This has been a nice stop, but I'm getting thirsty. Let's head on over to St. Brigid's Brewery and get a beer. How about that? Sounds good to me. Let's go. So I made it to St. Brigid's Brewery here in Moses Lake, and I think we're gonna go in and talk to
Tom Whiteco. I'm at St. Brigid's Brewery, Moses Lake, Washington.
who is the
Owner, beer maker, and everything in between. We started commercially 2011, and I've been home brewing, of course, since like 1988, so on and off here and there. So got the idea of starting this because when we moved to Moses Lake, there wasn't an operational brewery in town, so we thought, hey, there's a niche we could fill. You know, I love making amber and IPAs, and stouts are kind of what I really like to do. We have other ones on tap too, and I'll brew those as well. You know, I'm torn between our TKO Amber and our 40 Acre IPA. Those, I bounce between those quite often. So those are two of my favorite beers because I just can't narrow it down to one. It's an art and a science. So I kind of have a science background, and you know, I don't know. It's just I kind of brew from the heart, so I think some of that probably shines through in my beer, which I like. So it's just fun to do it because I can be a little more creative. I can brew what I want to brew. I can do some one-offs. I even brew a beer with grapefruit in it that people just love, so it's a good feeling. In the future, I would love to upgrade my system to something larger, like maybe a 10 barrel would be very nice, and be able to distribute a little more regionally. I'm not really after the huge markets. I'd rather take care of my local region, get to know the people, find out what they like, what they want in a beer, and be able to provide that for them. I encourage everyone to come on out and try our beers. We've got a lot to offer. We have an outdoor patio. We serve a little bit of food. You can even bring your own food in if you want. It's a friendly atmosphere. Always somebody here to meet and talk to. So come on out. We'd love to meet you.
As I went out one morning, fair all in the mid spring, I overheard a young damsel fair most bravishly did sing. Same cruel were my parents who did me sore annoy, for they would not let me tarry with my bonny living boy. Says the mother to her daughter, why would you stoop so low to marry a poor laboring boy round the world to go? Some noble lord might fancy you great riches you'll enjoy, so do not go yourself away on some poor laboring boy.
Another successful weekend. My mixer broke. I couldn't get it to power on, so that's why I had to play acoustic here at St. Brigid's Brewery tonight. So we'll have to change the fuse, I think. I do have an extra fuse back home. I just didn't bring it with me. It happened before, and I just changed the fuse, and it seemed to work okay. So we'll change the fuse, and hopefully it works out for next Thursday. I have 3 shows next week for Memorial Day weekend. So we got another good weekend in the books here, and another good weekend to look forward to next weekend. Thanks for hanging out with me.